can you please go there to that meeting because you know I can't attend, or else when we have a ceremony. Oh, are you sure everything is alright? Yes, sir, handa na ko lahat, handa na lahat. Oh, did you invite this person? Yes, I invited this person already.
So being with him is really good.
Yes, and then he also expects you to report things that you see. And then if he sees it, and then he knows that you could have reported it to him, he gets very upset, but hindi mo sinabi sa akin. Sometimes people say, paano naman, baka sabihin nila, nagparekan ako. Ay, hindi, you have to report this. So even if you think it doesn't concern you, you better report it. And then, well, it's up to him to do what he wants with that information. No. And sometimes I feel silly na, report ko ba ito? Because once I was driving down Rojas, and then, they used to have these big granite balls there. So once I saw one, it rolled down the gutter. So I said, oh, report ko ba yan? So I called up the man in charge of the public services. He was a retired colonel of the police. So I called up, Colonel, yung ganun. Okay, ma'am. Okay, madam. Okay. So the next day, wala. Or else he calls you. He calls you and he says, oh, napaalis ko na. Ano na, thank you ha. Inalis na namin. Tapos ko minsan, I would say, ano, may natutulog dun sa harap ng monument ni President Laurel. And then the colonel will say, ano, nasa harap o nasa likod? Nasa harap, kita-kita. O sige, papapick up ko na. Kasi there's a place here called Rapid Action Center. So where they have like a bus, and they're supposed to pick up street children and bring them there, feed them, bathe them, and look for their parents to pick them up. And so this colonel told me, we don't have to catch them anymore. The minute they see this bus, they run after the bus and get into the bus because they know that they're going to that place where they can be fed. And many of them, ayaw na umuwi. Well, there are many cases who are sent to Boys Town because the city of Manila bought some land there in Marikina. This was like in the 50s, I think. And that's where they have the Boys Town. So in Boys Town, they also have a girls' home and also a haven for the senior citizens.
So, Miss, what advice can you give for the youth who are aiming to become government officials as well?
Well, I think they should be like Mayor Lim. He is really dedicated to the service of his constituents, and I think it's also because of his his background. Did you know that he was an orphan? Well, he was not really an orphan, but his mother abandoned him. You watch his movie. The movie's his life. It's about his it's in SM. It's in SM.
We'll watch it later.
Because there are parts there that you feel like crying because his mother, I think, well, it wasn't explained in the movie, but somebody told me that I think his mother left his father and wanted to marry somebody else or something like that. So maybe it was like baggage, So he was left in the hospicio, as I would say, because in those days they had a turning cradle there. Like on the wall of the hospicio, there was like a small door. You open the door and there's like a cradle that will go out. That's where the unwed mothers put their babies.
Oh my God.
They close the door and they ring a bell. So the nuns hear the bell and they know that there's a baby there. So they go and get the baby. Well, sometimes the mother goes back. Maybe siguro she just didn't have enough money at that time. But many times, wala na, they're just abandoned there. So that was what happened to him. And then he said that when he was like think 9 years old, suddenly his Lola appeared. And apparently the Lola had been looking and looking and looking for him. And I think she heard from one of the relatives of the mother that he was left there. So the Lola got him. But he was already like 9 years old. So from then on, he lived with his Lola. And then his Lola was making kakanins, which he would sell in the market. Oh, so whenever vendors come here to complain, he was very strict with vendors. And he allows them, pero one by one lang, no? Whenever vendors complain, he always says, I hear him say, don't give me those stories, because I was a vendor too, and I know what it's like. And I was an ambulant vendor. He said I would sell my Lola's kakanins in a bilao. I would really be walking around. So I know what it is to be a vendor. So, hirap natin tapuhin. Diba, with that experience. And then he started also as, well, on her deathbed, the Lola told him, don't depend on anybody, not even on the relatives, and you have to finish your studies. And he said he followed that to the letter. He said it took him a long time to finish his studies because he needed to work. But he finished. He even took up law. That's why he knows his law. So, with that kind of a background, you will realize why he has that kind of compassion. Di ba? And why education is so important for him. See, he supports the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila, which was built by Mayor Villegas. And then, that's only for honor students. So he said, what about the regular students? What would they do? You need a college degree to get somewhere. So he established the City College for regular students. So I think that's because of his life experience. That's why he's like that. And he's very compassionate to children and to the needy. Diba? Because of what he went through. But that's good because some people who go through that, they completely turn their backs. Diba? The minute they become successful, they want to forget their origins. Diba? Some people invent naman their
Stories.
The stories na kunyari they were poor before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pero si Mayor, no, it really, because of his life experience, I think that's why it made him like a better person, a good person, very strict, because he knows that that you can do it, no? If you really persevere, you can get somewhere. So he hates people who are lazy, he hates people who are disorganized, he hates people who don't abide by the law, of course.
Yes, thank you so much.
Anything else?
That's
That's
all.